Welcome to episode 89 of Family Life Mornings. We're a morning radio show hosted by Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. You can find out more about what we do at familylife.org. Our podcast, some of the more interesting moments from the week, like what was Steve talking about when he said this?
And Audrey said, whew, only one, not seven. That's good.
Stick around to find out.
Are you just starting your day? Well, so are we. It's Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life Mornings.
Brandon, you and everybody in the newsroom do a great job, but you can't possibly cover every single story. There's some quirky ones out there, and you don't have the time for it. Terese, you want to share it? Or
This is amazing. There was a study that just came out about cheese. Now, you would think, full-fat dairy, not so good for you, but they actually said cheese kind of falls middle of the pack, and you have more of a chance of being unhealthy from things like potatoes or grains, which is really something. So cheese is not that bad for you. Although there is a man who was injured by a giant wheel of cheddar in England. He was a photographer, and he was in the middle of a session when the wheel fell on him. And the family that he was taking a picture of, they tried to warn him.
Right. They warned him over and over again.
How so?
Cheese.
Cheese.
They're here to wake you up, pick you up, and lift you up. Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life. A friend you can turn to.
I will never, ever forget where I was in the early morning, bitterly cold morning of January 10th, 1992, because at about 2 in the morning, my wife Audrey went into labor with our first child, and it was a cold morning, and I had to get the car prepared and all ready for the 15-minute drive to the hospital. And I can only imagine what people down in Texas were going through. This family, when Maggie was pregnant, their power went out when she was in labor. And so the husband of the home had to get the car ready. So they got the car ready. So there they were in the car for about 12 hours, just sitting there in the car. So why didn't they drive to the hospital like I did with Audrey? Well, waiting there for 12 hours. The husband was there, and of course, the wife was there, as Maggie finally gave birth to the last of her 3 puppies. She'd already given birth to 4 in the house.
Oh, wow.
They stayed in the car for 12 hours and Maggie finally gave birth, so a total of 7 puppies. By the way, back to the original story, at 6:57 that morning, our daughter was born. And Audrey said, whew, only one, not 7. That's good.
We can't always take your call, but we will see your text if you send a message to 888-413-4156.
This is Family Life Mornings.
This is why I don't get rid of any of my old stuff. This is why. I mean, anytime we think, we're going to have a yard sale or something, you put all the stuff out there and you wonder if you're secretly selling something that's worth a lot of money. Like there was a bowl that was sold at a yard sale for $35, which is kind of high for a dish at a yard sale, right? But now the guy who bought it, he's going to sell it for like $500,000 because it's 15th century Chinese antique collectible kind of stuff. So here's what I think I'm going to do. This is going to be my strategy moving forward with all my yard sales. I'm going to price all the stuff really, really high. And if nobody tries to talk me down, like $35 for a bowl, then I'm going to think that person must know something about that bowl. And then I'm going to say, no, I think I'm going to keep that. That's going to be my strategy. And at the end of the day, when my driveway is still full of my old junk, well, you'll know why.
The morning time. It's God's time. Thanks for waking up with Family Life Mornings.
Happy National Anthem Day. 1933, I believe the year. Well, Herbert Hoover was the one, the president, that signed it in. So we're having a little national anthem talk this morning. Who's this?
Jacob, and I live in Newfield, New York.
Well, Jacob, how many times do you think, I was trying to guess this the other day, I wonder how many times we've actually sung that song in our lifetime. I can't even...
Probably 1,000. I used to sing it for my high school wrestling team.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
Wait, you were the person who would sing the national anthem?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's neat. So you've done it lots of times in front of people, and that's kind of tough. Here's something, since you've done it so much, you probably know it pretty well. Are you standing or sitting or driving?
I'm actually driving to work right now.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do. Okay, here we go. Can you just like you were reading from a book without singing, because you've sung it many times, just read the words to me. Just say the words in your speaking voice. Go ahead. Start right now.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming. Who's brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Man, now you got me. I'm not singing it. You can't say it. You can sing it, but you can't say it.
As much as you've sung it, especially in front of people, and probably done a great job, yeah, that's always amazed me. I couldn't do it either. I mean, I
think it's because he's sitting down, if I'm going to be honest. I think if you were standing up and there was a whole crowd around you, it would be different.
Hey, could you go home and put your wrestling outfit on, and then maybe that'll
I'll go put the warm-up suit on, and then I'll try it again.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for playing. You've been great.
Fun conversation, good music, and something to think about. Family Life Mornings.
So you're fixing yourself a sandwich, and you realize, oh, man, the stick of butter is still in the fridge. I don't know about you guys, but when I try to spread butter right out of the fridge, it really doesn't work.
Oh, you put butter on a sandwich?
I know. I was like, what kind of sandwich are you making?
Oh, sorry.
You don't put butter on sandwiches?
Never in my life. But go ahead.
No.
Okay.
This is going in a whole different direction.
Okay. Well, you know what it's like when you want to spread butter and the butter is solid.
Maybe on
It's
toast.
cold.
Yeah.
Okay, on toast.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's back up. Now we're talking toast, okay? But the butter is cold and it won't spread. Well, here's a great idea. Literally, a great idea. Get out the cheese grater and use it on your butter. You can start shaving off the butter, and it's easy to spread. It melts a lot quicker, gets softer faster, and it's something that I just recently tried, and it really works.
I think the key question in this whole thing is, what sandwich do you put butter on?
Tuna fish.
And you thought my peanut butter, tuna, and turkey was weird?
I butter 2 sandwiches.
2 sandwiches?
Peanut butter and butter is like the best sandwich on earth.
Uh-huh.
And the second sandwich that I butter is a cold spaghetti sandwich.
Okay.
Leftover spaghetti. from
Cold
the
spaghetti
next
with
night.
butter. I can sort
I've
of see
had that as a kid.
I can see that.
But Randy puts it on tuna fish, so can we just agree that that's odd?
Dude, I have never heard of tuna and butter.
Yeah.
But when I heard about butter in the sandwich, I was like, oh, I know. Because when I try to butter my cold spaghetti sandwiches and the butter's not soft, and then he went to tuna, I was like,
right?
No.
Right.
No.
You know, that spaghetti thing makes sense because it's kind of like having, a piece of Italian bread or bread with
your spaghetti.
So
There's no fork required, which is nice,
Right.
when you want to take a bowl of spaghetti to go.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Right.
You just sprinkle some tuna fish on top of that.
If you stick around long enough, this will all start to make sense.
It's Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy.
We have our ergonomic keyboards and our stand-up desks, and now you can exercise while you work. So your computer and your monitor and your phone are all up high, so you stand, but you stand on a trampoline.
Boy.
The trampoline desk is a thing. So while you're working, you can bounce a little bit, get in a little workout, And so I don't know, did you guys meet that new guy in accounting?
No.
He seems nice, but he's kind of jumpy.
A little jumpy. and when he gets home at night, his spouse says, "How was your day?" "Well, had it ups and downs."
Right. And this doesn't work out, though. There's always Cirque du Soleil.
This is Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
You ever said, "Oh, that was a wild goose chase"? You ever said that? Well, if you have, you're smarter than you think. You're quoting Shakespeare. Let's go to Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scene 4. Turn your pages. "Nay, if our wits run the wild goose chase, I am done, for thou hast blah, 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 blah." That's from Romeo and Juliet.
Wait, is the blah, blah, blah
goose-
part
No, I
Shakespeare?
made that part up. Wild goose chase. It seems that I am smarter than most people because let's go to Macbeth, Act 2, Scene 3. "Knock, knock. Who's there? In the other devil's name." The first knock-knock joke came from Macbeth.
Macbeth. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Shakespeare. Let's try one here really quick. "Knocketh, knocketh." Go ahead.
James.
Knock, knock.
Who comes to the door there?
Wherefore means.
Wherefore means.
Is that
who?
what do you mean?
No. Come on. Here's the knock-knock joke.
Oh, wherefore means who?
No, wherefore means why. How many times do we have to go over this? Come on.
If it's too early for you to start thinking about real life, it's okay. You can hang out with us as long as you want.
This is Family Life Mornings.
I love thank you notes. I don't know. There's just something about somebody showing gratitude. I just love thank you notes. So the other day I got curbside pickup at the pet store. We needed some dog food, and I found out that you can just order it online, and then they will bring the big, like, 50-pound bag right out to your car and put it in. And so I just do that because it's easier. And on the bag, when I got home, I found a thank you note. Nice. And I was like, I love this. But it was so clever because it said, thank you for your order. We enjoyed fetching it for you.
I see
and
what
I was
they
like,
did there. Yeah,
that's
fetching.
so cute, right? Yeah. And then I got to thinking about other businesses and like if they were to write a thank you note, you know what it would say. Like if it was a bakery, maybe it would say, "We enjoyed serving you. Thanks for letting us rise to the occasion."
I see a
right?
pattern here. I see a pattern.
So
John texted us and said, if you had a tree trimming job done at your house, say, "I don't know how to thank you. I'm stumped."
Clever.
Oh, hi there. Who's this?
This is Jude from Norwood. Be for a fruit and vegetable stand type thing. And so if they delivered, they could put a note on saying, "We're so glad we could do this for you. Orange you." And then, but the second part is, "Aren't you glad I didn't say banana?"
Because you got to put that in.
Exactly.
You got to.
Because 3 hosts are better than 1, or 2 for that matter. This is Family Life, and we are a friend you can turn to.
Terese, you've made my life easier. I've enjoyed your tips from Terese over the years. And the number one was the blender one. You know, when I make a smoothie, and I tend to make it with peanut butter, and then you go to clean it up afterwards, and I'm like, oh, what a mess that is, until you said, just put water and soap and turn on the blender again. And it cleans it right up.
Right,
so
and then you just give it a rinse and you're done.
Yeah,
yep.
It has saved me so much over the last couple of years. So when I find out something that I think can also save people time and energy and even a little bit of money.
You want to share.
I want to share. And so I learned, especially now that we're starting to go out and will continue to go out to restaurants more and more and more.
Sure.
And you want to find the correct restaurant. Now, I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. When I first found out, I don't know, several years back, that there's a rating system. There's all different kinds of rating systems, but one of them, better known for restaurants, is the Michelin system. And I was like, And they even have signs at the restaurant to show you if it's a Michelin star-rated restaurant. So I would look for signs specifically. When I would go out to eat, I would only go to places that had the Michelin sign. Man, did everything taste like rubber, though. Everything just... So don't make the same mistake I did, okay?
We hope the rest of your day is just as much fun as this.
Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy.